looking for the blitz.
Volpe's kick, and he lets it rip. Here is Chung at the 10. He's to the 15, the 20, breaks into the clear, and takes it up the middle. He's at the 40, to the 30, the 20-yard line, the 10, touchdown, Manalapan.
Football camps are officially underway in the state of New Jersey, and we are hours, if a few days away from getting started in New York and Connecticut. We're going to cover that and a whole lot more on this week's edition of the Football Fix. I'm your host, Kevin Devaney Jr. So much in store today. We're going to bring in one of our New Jersey experts, Greg Lerner, to talk about some changes happening down in the Shore Conference in New Jersey. We're going to have in a guest, Tyrone Perkins, Friends Academy running back. He's headed to Syracuse next year. We're going to hear more about his decision, and we're going to hit more camps, go to Connecticut, and find out what's happening up at Connecticut at St. Luke's. So as I said, Connecticut football a couple days away from getting officially started. They started their preseason practices for non-spring practice teams on Wednesday, and New Jersey is in full practice mode, really in all sports, not just football. Let's rewind for a moment and take a look back at 2013. How did things wrap up in the state of New Jersey? Take a look at our defending state champions. And you know, one of the more intriguing teams this season is going to be Paramus Catholic. How do they rebound? Where are they going to be in the football landscape after losing Jabril Peppers, their all-star, all-American two-way starter after the 13-6 win over St. Peter's Prep in the non-public Group 4 championship? Some other teams to look at this season, Pompton Lakes, they replaced in a brothers combo. The Rayfords, they're gone after winning a North 1 Group 1 state championship. And then Hoboken, they return their star running back, Joshua Mercado, scored the game-winning touchdown in that North 2 Group 1 state championship, looking to come back this season and lead Hoboken to a third straight state championship. So those were your state finalists and winners from last season. And, you know, some of the teams entering this year is going to be interesting to watch what's happening now in the Shore Conference. No one knows the Shore Conference better than our own Greg Lerner, who joins us now from his home in Toms River, New Jersey. And Greg, I know you're just coming from a football camp. One of the first football camps you visited this season down at Manalapan?
It was the first football camp I visited this season, Kev.
So I know that they're coming off a run to the state championship game. Well, what did you find out today, and how are things looking for them going into this season?
Well, first of all, they got over 100 kids in their system right now. You know, I snapped a picture through it on Twitter today, and a kid wearing 109 on his jersey. I would challenge most high schools in the state of New Jersey if they have a number 109 somewhere on a penny somewhere. You know, the deal is with Manalapan, Kev, is that, you know, here's a team that's been to 3 straight sectional finals and has lost. And particularly last year, graduation gave you the impression that it had really taken a toll on the Braves. When you consider that, you know, Tyler Leonetti, Saeed Blacknall, Chris Nesgis are just a handful of a huge group of seniors who have moved on. But I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to go out on a limb a little bit. The perception that Manalapan is going to be, quote-unquote, down this year, I don't buy it. I think that anybody that is teasing themselves into believing that is probably buying a little bit of fool's gold. Dan Annarella is back at quarterback. He's a little bit stronger. He's a little bit taller. More importantly, he's got a lot of experience from last year, very in key with the system. Amamu Mayfield, who was a running back behind Leonetti last year, ran for over 400 yards. I think Amamu was prepared to take on the larger role of being the feature back. Kids to remember, Tyson Plummer, 6'2" guy, senior. I think he's going to play a little defense, but I think he's also going to play a little wide receiver, and he's got good size. And then on the defensive side of the ball, you've got, you know, Kyle Mullen, a defensive end, Joe Menendez, a linebacker, Dan Debner in the secondary. 3 guys who are back as starters. in all three areas of the field. I think Manalapan is going to be better than people anticipate.
You know, it's amazing, Greg. I go to camps all the time, and all I hear about is our numbers are down. Our numbers are down. Maybe they should borrow some kids from Manalapan. 109. That's pretty amazing. You know, in the short conference, there are 43 schools playing football, and there are 9 new coaches. Now, I think you said this is the second year in a row there's been a big turnover. Which ones are the most significant?
Well, I think that the one that really stands out that's unique is the St. John Vianney one, with Mark Cicatelli leaving Neptune to take over at Vianney. Mark has a track record of turnaround programs. He did a great job at Neptune. I'm sure the people up in Homedale are excited to have him.
And we lost Greg there for a second, but you see the list. I'm sorry. Keep going, Greg. I'm sorry we lost you.
I'm back, Kev. Just to finish this thought on Mark Cicatelli. He did a great job when he was at Neptune, and I'm sure people are excited about him showing up at St. John Vianney. He's got a proven track record, and people around that program are going to be very excited to have him.
It's going to be very interesting to see how all these new coaches changes. As you said, second year in a row, a lot of changes. So also some changes that get made every 2 years in the Stroke Conference, the new league alignments. Which ones will have the biggest impact? What new teams will have the biggest change for this season?
Well, I think it really is in B North, where you're dropping 2 heavyweights into an already established pool, with Red Bank Catholic and Colts Neck showing up. You know, RBC, I think they remain the measuring stick in the short conference. They've proven that for the last 4 or 5 years now. Their dominance has been incredible. And this year's team is no exception, Kev. They might be stronger this year than they were last year. And then you got a team like Colts Neck who comes in from the A North, where they competed with, Manalapan and the Middletown South. So that division with Neptune and Ocean Township already in there, who are very good, and Long Branch as well, that got a little bit deeper and a little bit tougher. And those two teams, you could make a serious case that they are the front runners in that division immediately.
Greg Lerner, excellent job. Nobody knows this, I said. Nobody knows the Stroke Conference better than you do. You live it. You're there today, and you're there all preseason long with our Camp Confidential, MSGVarsity.com. You're going to have your article up there. It's up there on Manalapan and so many other teams as we count down to the preseason in football in New Jersey. You got big scrimmages plans next week, Greg?
We got a couple. The quad up at Montclair, where RBC will be there with Pope John. That's interesting. There's quite a few. Bergen Catholic will be down at RBC on in 2 weeks, and you also got Manalapan Jackson scrimmage the day before that. So yeah, I ain't gonna be hurting if you finding scrimmages down here. That's for sure, Kev.
We're gonna have you back on to talk about it in the next 2 weeks. Greg, thanks so much.
Thanks, buddy. Take care.
And as I said, camps have opened all throughout the tri-state, or in New Jersey, opening all throughout the tri-state by Monday. Hudson Valley starts on the 18th, as well as Long Island. New York City starts on the 17th. Connecticut started for teams that didn't participate in spring practice on the 13th. They get into full swing next week as well. And finally, we're going to be getting practice for real going as we march down to the the preseason scrimmages later before Labor Day, and then week 1 going to start in most of the area on the weekend of the 4th and the 5th. In Connecticut, a team that's still kind of celebrating from last season was New Canaan, the defending state champions. They won the Class L state championship in Connecticut, and they lost a lot of guys. But one of the guys they're bringing back this year is Alex LaPolice, their star receiver. He committed recently to Harvard, and we spoke to him about making that decision.
Well, I'm so excited. I can't wait. I found out yesterday, got the green light from admission, so I committed a while ago, but obviously with the Ivy Leagues and Harvard, it's tough with the application process and such an academic standard that it is. So I found out yesterday, got the green light, so I'm good to go. I'm really excited. I can't wait. It's a great fit athletically and academically, so I'm just really excited. I think I'm going to go there and potentially do both. Right now I'm going to play wide receiver and return and all that stuff, but they haven't closed the option of me playing DB as well, because I play DB here too, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but I'm hoping to go in there and play wide receiver and get some punt returns, some kick returns too, so that's the plan.
So LaPolice, one of the most gifted two-sport athletes in the tri-state. Another one going to be moving over to Connecticut is Jacob Morgenstern, transferring from Ketchum High School to St. Louis in Connecticut. We caught up with Morgenstern recently and talked to him about his transition to Connecticut. Jacob Morgenstern emerged last school year as one of the Hudson Valley's most dynamic athletes. As a junior at RC Ketchum, he played a big role in the football program's resurgence, helping the Indians reach the Section 1 Class AA semifinals. In baseball, he was the leadoff hitter for a Ketchum squad that won a section championship and reached the state Final Four. Late in the spring, however, Morgenstern was presented with an opportunity that he said athletically and academically he couldn't pass up. The 6'4", 215-pounder left Ketchum and enrolled at St. Luke's, a powerhouse prep school in New Canaan, Connecticut.
It was a different transition to get used to everything, but I'm loving it. You know, the host family has been great. The whole school, all the players have really opened up to me, and I'm loving it.
What was the main reason why you leave Ketchum to come here?
Academics, you know, everybody thinks I went for football or whatever, but at the end of the day, it was, you know, for the academic experience and to prepare myself for college, you know.
We work on including everybody. We work on getting him some reps at, you know, different positions. We work on, you know, building team morale and team spirit. So
1, 2, 3, score!
Morgenstern is spending the summer getting used to his new surroundings, primarily in football.
Let's go, Ho!
He stepped onto the field for the first time last month at the New Canaan 7-on-7 tournament and made an immediate impact.
I think I've adapted pretty well. I'm understanding the system. There are a lot of similarities between what we do here at St. Luke's and what Ketchum did, and I think I'll transition well.
he's great, he's fast, he's strong, he can catch the ball. We hope to use him a lot this season.
He has the size, he's a gentleman, he works hard. I expect him to be a star in the making.
With 2 years of eligibility remaining, Morgenstern intends to play football and baseball at St. Luke's, and hopefully both sports again in college. He's received a Division I offer to play receiver at Buffalo, as well as Yale.
There's a few Ivy League and Patriot League schools that are interested in me. Schools like Rutgers and Syracuse have showed interest.
At St. Luke's, Morgenstern hopes those doors keep on opening. Reporting for MSG Varsity, I'm Kevin Devaney Jr.
Looking for the blitz.
Well, I think this year is going to be great for us. This comeback, you know, as last year we took second. I think this is the year we're going to shine. Oh yeah, we have a lot of guys returning. That's will be like our strength this year because most of the kids that were starting last year were all juniors and sophomores, like myself.
We have Edwin Rubio returning and Anthony Pino returning and Juan Portillo returning on defense, and our two inside linebackers, T.J. Tiernan and Michael Mannix, are two kids got a lot of experience last year. We also have some kids coming up from the JV, Scott Curtin, John Foley are excellent players. One of our key guys, outside linebacker Hassan King, you know, he had a tremendous year last year. He can come, he can blitz, he covers the pass very well, and he's a very emotional leader.
Teamwork make the dream work. That's all it's about, teamwork, and hopefully getting back to Stony Brook and winning this time. I wouldn't say really was the Mount Sinai game. I would go with the Shoreham game. You know, that's when we really figure out who we are. We know we got running. Wayne ran the ball great. TJ Tanner grabbing the ball great. The defense everybody came together as one, and we figured from that point on, we're going to make it to Stony Brook. No matter what team gets there, we're going to be there with them.
Yeah, I think we kind of try to build on that legacy. Just try to keep on building on. You know, like you go back every single year. You want to keep the tradition. You want to keep on going. Never stop getting to the LIC, getting county champs. So it's kind of like something in our blood. Just try to keep on going.
We are about 1 month away from the start of the football season in Long Island. We'll take a look now at the preseason rankings in Suffolk Division 4. And John Glenn, the team we just spoke to, they topped the list. Babylon number 2, Shore and Wading River on there as well, all the way down to number 10, Stony Brook, the 2013 champions. Babylon, John Glenn looking to get back to Stony Brook and win a title. Now we flip over to the Nassau side. And we see our rankings right here. The number 1 team is Roosevelt, Locust Valley, Mineola, right there at numbers 2 and number 3. We spoke to Roosevelt, the 3-time defending champions, recently about the preseason expectations.
Well, I think for the most part, you know, we're the top seed, but I know that the league is very experienced this year, and we did basically lose 9 guys on our defense and 8 guys on the offense. So our expectations are that we want to make the playoffs like we like to do each year, and then anything can happen at the end of the season.
Yeah, we had to bring that intensity still. We got to send people home thinking, yeah, we don't want to face that Roosevelt defense no more. That's how we got to come with that mindset.
Well, I think about the old line about filling other people's shoes, and right now we're just asking our guys to bring their own shoes, and it's very difficult. You know, Johnny has 4,000 yards plus in 2 seasons, and Raymond, you know, being an excellent player, Rob Hansen, and we can go on and on. But again, what we try to do is reload each year when you lose those people, and that's what we're going to try to do again.
So Roosevelt's the preseason #1 team in Group 4 in Nassau. A team way in the back of the pack is Friends Academy. But be aware, they have one of the best running backs in the Tri-State, and we have him here in our studio today. That is Tyrone Perkins, senior running back at Friends Academy. Tyrone, thanks for coming in. When you see the preseason rankings, you see Friends Academy at number 10. Does that bother you at all?
Yeah, you know, it shows that we have some work to do, but we like being the underdog and we're ready to take on the challenge.
The underdogs, a little extra preseason motivation for Friends Academy. And tell us about your hat. You're wearing a Syracuse hat. You committed to play for the Orange a few months ago. And exciting time for you, I'm sure. What made you choose Syracuse?
What really made me choose Syracuse was when I went up to visit in April, and you know, I just fell in love with the school. I like the academics that it provides and the team, the coaching staff. So it was a pretty easy decision.
And it was an early decision. Was there any part of you that said, let me wait and see what other schools get involved, or was Syracuse that good?
It was that good.
And now tell me about you coming into your senior year. For people who don't know you, you were called a relative unknown by some people in the recruiting scene. Tell us about yourself as a running back and what makes you so good.
I'm a pretty balanced back. You know, I have pretty good vision, feet. I can keep people off me. You know, speed helps, and you know, things like that I feel like makes me a good back.
You see, like you play well with contact as well. You're a tough guy. I mean, you're bigger than most, I think, high school running backs, over 6 feet. And just, you know, does size help you at all?
Yeah, you know, guys bouncing off me, you know, definitely helps.
Now, I've looked at the Syracuse depth chart. A lot of veteran guys going to be graduating this year. What has Syracuse told you about what you can do next fall?
They told me, you know, getting out in the flats, catching some passes, running the ball, you know, just helping out in any way I can.
You know, when you look at Long Island, the Long Island running back scene, you see a guy like Jordan Gallons, and you see you're one of 4 Division I bound running backs from the island. What does that say about the strength of the position out on the island?
You know, it shows that it's growing, that we're strong. The island's stepping its football game up, you know.
Now, from a team standpoint, I mean, when you look at your roster, do you feel like you have the pieces, the players around you to kind of make that jump up and take that next step as a team?
You know, every year, no matter how many guys come out or who's out there, I always feel like we can always do it. So, yeah, I feel like we can make that jump this year.
Now, I don't know if you're one of these guys. Have you set goals? Have you set goals for yourself? I mean, have you set like 1,000 yards, 1,500 yards, anything for yourself for your senior year?
Nah, I just want to do whatever I can to help my team win.
Now, I know football, as you said, you're ranked lower in the pack, but as a basketball player, you've accomplished a lot on the basketball court as well. Any part of you thinking about the basketball season, and was it any part of your future at all?
I'm definitely thinking about playing, finishing my high school basketball career, but other than that, pretty much nothing. Nah.
Last year, you guys made it to the state semifinals, state quarterfinals in basketball. I mean, how do you guys as a basketball team take that next step?
You know, we just have to build off of last year, basically, and keep working hard in practice, and then we can be right back there.
Let's take a look at the Friends Academy schedule for the season. And I know everyone I ask this question, do you have any games circled? They always say week 1. Is there any games that you're looking at, maybe down the road, as big games for you guys? Maybe it's an important one?
That Seaford game.
Seaford game, and that was like week 5 for you guys. Why is that game so important?
I don't know. Seaford's always been a pretty good team, so, you know, it's a challenge for us. And our first home game against Locust Valley, it should be a good game.
Is important getting off to that good start? I mean,
yeah.
Is it important just getting those first couple games out of the way? And it looks like the schedule builds up towards the end.
Yeah. But, you know, I'm looking forward to it. It should be a fun season.
All right, now it's my turn to tell you to take it one game, one day at a time. And I'm sure you're getting into football practices starting on Monday. How excited are you to put the pads on again and get back on the field?
You know, I can't wait. It's been a while. I can't wait to get back out there with the guys and just start working again.
Have you guys been together much this summer?
Yeah, we work out together, so yeah, we've been together.
And finally gonna go out there and hit somebody and make some contact. I'm sure it's probably exciting for you.
Yeah.
All right, Tyrone, thanks for joining us on today's Football Fix. Good luck this season. We'll catch up with you very soon.
Thank you.
Tyrone Perkins averaged over 11 yards per carry last season for Friends Academy, looking to do big things again this fall. One of my favorite features on our show each week is our Mic'd Up feature. We put a microphone on coaches every single week, and recently we put one on Connecticut coach Mike Hansen at a recent 7-on-7 and got his take and some insight into Connecticut.
Come here. You tired? You need a break? All right, hey, we're gonna go smash first time, okay? So it's Mustangs. I'm not gonna call on the line though. Okay, read the corner. Pick a side, one side, whichever side you like better. I'll go right or left and read the corner,
hey,
okay?
Listen,
if he sinks, you throw the hitch. If he sits, you throw the 7. Okay, let's go. Yeah. There it is. Oh, he didn't get in though. He wasn't in. All right, nice catch, nice ball. Gotta make sure you're in the end zone. That's a good read. That's perfect. Okay, we just gotta get in. We gotta make sure we're in. Casey! 2 hands on the ball! That's not a good play, dude.
Well, you should have picked it off.
That's not a good play, man. Hey, McKean, that's not that. If you weren't 6 feet 3 inches, that's a touchdown. Okay, be careful. You play the man and then come up on the ball. Okay, make sure you gotta get deeper, man. No, what's he doing? There's no hum. Why are you humming him? It's boot. Why are you sending him in motion? Let's go. You got 2 seconds. Got a drink. Quick rinse. Quick rinse. We're coming right back. We got time to make up.
Welcome to the Football Fix. I'm your...
Come on, man. Seriously again?
Looking for the blitz.
As we count down to week 1 of the football season in the Tri-State, we go around each region and find out some of the top players in each region, starting in New Jersey.
I'm Greg Lerner in the Shore Conference. Charlie Volker made a smashing debut at tailback from Rumson last season in more ways than one. His burst through holes and acceleration in the open field gave way to a school record 2,108 yards, tops in the Shore Conference, as well as 24 touchdowns. He rushed for 200 or more yards on 5 occasions, including a career-best 314 and a victory over Rahway. The Bulldogs, the defending Central Jersey Group 2 champions, will be getting a revamped offensive line to gel, but that group can take solace in the fact that it doesn't need to create much space to allow Volker to do his thing.
Mike Kinney in North Jersey. Even with Jonathan Hilleman serving as St. Peter's top ball carrier last year, the versatile Minka Fitzpatrick was able to produce 15 touchdowns through his fluency as both a runner and receiver. 6 of those TDs came in the last 6 games, as opposing defenses focused heavily upon Hilleman. Even though the 6-foot, 190-pound Fitzpatrick expects to be a more visible element in the Marauders' offense, his greatest value will probably be felt at safety, where he's considered a 5-star prospect. Fitzpatrick made a verbal to Alabama in April.
In New York, I'm Elio Velez. Kamal Seymour only played 10 games last season for Grand Street campus, but the 6'6", 270-pound defensive tackle got enough offers last year from a ton of schools, Maryland, UConn, Syracuse. But he wanted to stay close to home, and Seymour will be going next year to Rutgers. Even though he's only played 10 games last season, Seymour reminds people of the raw talent that Thomas Holly from Lincoln had. This year, Grand Street has done well during the summer. They won the 7-on-7 New Canaan camp. You're going to hear the name Kamal Seymour and Grand Street campus a lot more this season.
From Long Island, I'm Dylan Butler. The question when it comes to Jordan Fredericks at Lawrence isn't what can he do on the football field, but really it's what can't he do. He is a freak athlete who can seemingly do just about everything on the field. If you want to be a quarterback, well, he's got a gun for an arm, never mind the lightning quick speed. As a junior, Fredericks started the year at wide receiver and then transitioned to running back, where he rushed for 1,537 yards, including 233 in the county final against Plain Edge. He led all of Long Island with 34 touchdowns, guiding Lawrence to yet another Class 3 championship. As a shutdown safety, he had 2 interceptions and 2 forced fumbles, but when it comes to Syracuse University, the school that's been recruiting him really since his freshman year, he'll go and be a running back for the Orange and no doubt make a tremendous impact on the college level.
Up in Connecticut, Austin Longi of Greenwich was a dominant force in all facets last season as a running back, receiver, kick returner, defensive back. 1,500 yards rushing, 30 touchdowns, 1,000 return yards, 5 more scores. You see one of them right there. 4 interceptions on defense. He caught 3 touchdowns. Expect a big season numbers-wise of Austin Longi as he enters his senior season for the Cardinals. And in the Hudson Valley, the best player in the Hudson Valley is Andrew Livingston. 6'2", 190-pound quarterback headed to Brown. 2,167 yards passing last season, 25 touchdowns. Both of those numbers led Section 1. He completed 60% of his passes, leading right to an undefeated regular season, highlighted by a win over rival Harrison, and got the Garnets to the Section 1 Class A final, where they lost to two-time champion Somers. Expect big numbers from Andrew Livingston and his receiver, Tim DeGraw, who's also back this season for the Garnets. DeGraw will play baseball at Yale. So those are our top players around the region in the tri-state area. And, a guy who's making a name for himself in this summer and this preseason is Andrew Schultz of Eastchester. Now, I went to Eastchester. I'm a former receiver at Eastchester. They didn't throw many passes. I think Andrew Schultz is finally going to be the guy that changes the mindset, changes the offensive scheme, because at 6'5", he is just that good of a target. Now, you might know Andrew Schultz. He had a little Twitter fame this past basketball season. He made the varsity as a sophomore for the Eagles, and he shattered a backboard in practice and before a game. They had to actually suspend the game and put it off for another day. But here's what it looked like at the Eastchester High School gym. I've shot many baskets on that basket as well. Andrew Schultz went up, threw down a two-handed dunk, broke the rim off, shattered the backboard, and as you see, there it is, lying on the floor. Maybe the first dunk, maybe at Eastchester High School that I can remember. No one in our high school could dunk when I was there. But Andrew Schultz, as he said, 6'5", making a big name for himself. Basketball, had a breakout year in basketball, and we spoke to him about the summer that he's having on the recruiting scene in football.
Hopefully. We got me and Pat Wright on the outside, so 2 6'4" guys, 6'5", so hopefully we start throwing the ball a little bit more.
I know you've had a big summer. You've gone around. Just tell me about some of the feedback you've gotten from coaches from college.
I went to Villanova, went to the USA football camp, Army. It's been good. Got the MVP at Army for wide receiver. But overall, it's been a really good summer recruiting-wise.
When you get the MVP, what kind of went through your mind there?
I was a little bit surprised because there was a lot of good competition up there, and I was confident in my skills, but I was actually surprised that I got it. But it was good.
So Eastchester coach Fred DiCarlo swears to me they're going to find ways to get the ball more into 6'5", 185-pound Andrew Schultz's hands this season, and I will promise it will result in a better year for the Eagles. Now, looking back to last season, a team that really, one of the more intriguing teams in Section 1 last season was Clarkstown South. They won 14-3 in the regular season, but their 3 losses were all by 3 points or less, including a 15-14 defeat, 3-0, and 13-10. This season, they're looking to turn it around and kind of get over that hump. And they have the players to do it. They lose Eric Margulies, who's now at Rutgers, but a strong enough core to come back and maybe make a statement in Week 1 when they face defending Section 1 champion White Plains.
You guys go to the playoffs last year and lose to Ketchum in the opening round. What did you learn from that experience going from last season?
We learned that, we got to get in the weight room after school. That was the biggest thing. We got to work really, really hard, and we want to go further than we did last year, maybe make the state championships.
And you like playing the defending champs in Week 1?
Oh, definitely, because if we could beat them, we make a statement, we're for real this season, and I believe we're for real, so we got to go out there and play hard.
Clarkstown South, we're going to be that underdog team that comes in, and we're going to make a statement, make a bang. We're planning on that this year, working towards that, and try to get in playoffs, get in championship, maybe make it to states.
A team going through a transition is in Section 9, that is Walk Hill High School under new coach Rory Boyce. And one of the things they jumped out at you when you saw them at the Camp of Champions because of the new blonde hairdos of so many guys in the team. A lot of team chemistry, unity being built under new coach Boyce, who steps up from being an assistant coach. If your team is doing anything like this, a little bonding, a little unity, send me a picture of it on Twitter at MSG Varsity KDJ. Walk Hill, those kids brave. I imagine they'll be back to normal once school gets started. We're getting closer to the football season. At this point next week, we'll be in full swing in high school football camps in the entire tri-state. And we're getting closer to the football season. Next week's show, we're going to count it down and get a few more previews as we get ready for week 1. Quick Hits is going to be back on once week 1 gets underway. Here's our fall football lineup on msgvarsity.com. Quick Hits, Mike Quick's show each week. Put a face on it where he makes his predictions, the top 25 poll, and of course the small school top 15. That's going to be all for this week's show. I want to thank Greg Lerner for coming on. I want to thank Tyrone Perkins for Friends Academy for coming on. And I want to thank you for watching. Thanks to the guys in the control room, and we'll see you next week.